Assassin's Creed Mirage is here, and it is both the revamp / return to roots entry of a very popular franchise. Now you may be asking, what happened to the Assassin's Creed series? Well, I'm gonna be covering that and what caused it to both rise and fall from grace, and how did we get here? Now, for those who don't know, Assassin's Creed is a historical action-adventure RPG game developed by Ubisoft, which allows players to take control of an assassin who attempts to stop historical events from being altered by the Templar Order. Now, this series began in 2007 and rose to popularity and has featured 12 main games, several spin-offs, and some transmedia projects like that really bad movie. Now, let's start from the beginning, guys. In 2007, when Assassin's Creed first came out, it was quite the eye-catcher. I mean, playing as an assassin was something nobody had really done before, at least to this magnitude, and it was a very unique storyline based on the medieval era of the Middle East. However, for those who did play this game, it was widely regarded as repetitive. 2 years later, Ubisoft was able to build on the potential and the support from the first release, and Assassin's Creed 2 quickly became one of the most beloved in the series, being less repetitive and providing us our most popular protagonist to this day, Ezio.
Ezio, let Christina sleep.
There will be time enough for that later.
Everybody loves Ezio. Ezio is the guy in Assassin's Creed. After Assassin's Creed 2, it was evident that this series was here to stay, and this set a trend of the games building on the last, which proved to be a very successful formula that drew fans to the series. Now, to me, a key point in this series was the third game, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, for two big reasons. The first was this was the first time they released a game after only 1 year instead of 2 years, beginning an annual release trend. Now keep that in mind, I'm going to touch on that later. Now the second reason was the first time this game introduced multiplayer. Assassin's Creed had one of the greatest and most unique multiplayers that I've ever played, and nobody talks about it. It was legitimately kill or be killed. So it would be you and about 8 other players or so, and they would drop you guys into this map with a bunch of NPCs, and you would be trying to blend in as an NPC, as they would give you a target to kill, but also have somebody trying to hunt you. So I'm trying to kill somebody while somebody is trying to kill me, and you had to try to blend in with the many NPCs in the crowd, and whoever had the highest score at the end would win. You would get score points from hiding for a very long time, killing others, etc., etc. Now, depending on the mode, there will be more or fewer clues as to who your target was, and they would give you this little radius that would tell you if you were hot or cold to that person. This was in 2010, and this was such a breath of fresh air. In 13 years, I have yet to find a multiplayer that has been as fun or as unique as Assassin's Creed multiplayer. They should have never went away from it. I really enjoyed it, and I hope they bring it back into the series ASAP. Moving on, remember how I said that Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was the beginning of the annual release trend? Well, for the next 6 years, we had a new Assassin's Creed every single year. And at first, it wasn't too bad as the games continued to grow and expand upon each other, most notably Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which to me is where the series peaked, largely because of the pirate theme. Compared to the games released before Black Flag, this one had more of an open world approach, and it really leaned into the pirate and naval aspects of the game, allowing you to, at some point, just take control of a ship and explore caves, explore oceans, hunt whales, sharks, all type of things. The main reason I say that game was peak, though, is because the next 3 releases after Black Flag, Rogue, Unity, and Syndicate, just did not have the magic of the previous games, and coming out every single year, the series felt stale, stagnant, and lazy. So the franchise took a year off from releasing and did its first major revamp. The result of that was Assassin's Creed Origins, and this one is widely regarded as one of the best entries in the entire franchise. This game took us way back to Egypt and implemented a brand new RPG feel that was very well received by gamers and critics alike. You guys are probably thinking, well, with a revamp being well received, what could have gone wrong? Well, I'll tell you guys, due to the success of Assassin's Creed Origins, Ubisoft decided to lean way too much into the RPG elements, and the next 2 games in the series, Odyssey and Valhalla, were both unnecessarily long at 100 hours each, and overall they were just massive RPG games with some assassin side quests. And these 2 games took away a lot of things that made the series overall feel great and unique. There was no more parkour. They took away a lot of the stealth aspects. There was no more group stealth. The maps were way too big, and for a lot of it, you didn't even have to dress up as an assassin anymore. I remember playing Odyssey and Valhalla and just running through and hacking slashing enemies without ever really thinking, as there was no incentive to really play the game as an assassin. So what's the issue? Overall, Assassin's Creed went from one extreme to the other. Although we as fans were tired of the same old formula with the previous games, the franchise went way too far in the RPG direction. Which brings us here. Assassin's Creed Mirage has promised to return the game back to its former glory. Ubisoft said, and I quote, "There's a bit of every Assassin's Creed in Mirage, and players can look forward to going back to the roots." Now this game is going to be much smaller and condensed in both game length and map size, going from the 100 hours that we had before to about 30 hours with this new game, and it's going to be back to being an assassin, putting stealth on the front and putting all that other RPG stuff on the back burner. And that is how we got here, Assassin's Creed Mirage Edition. My verdict is Assassin's Creed is a great franchise that lost its way, becoming way too stale with annual releases and then becoming too much of an RPG, putting stealth and assassin elements on the back burners. Things I believe the series should do to return to greatness are focus on what made the series a success in the first place, which is what I believe Ubisoft is doing with Assassin's Creed Mirage. But on that same note, I also think they need to stay away from annual releases. Drop a game every 2 years instead of every year, and in the meantime, figure out a way to bring back their unique multiplayer. I think that'll be a huge success in today's time and a great way to keep us busy and engaged while we wait for the next title. But that is my take on Assassin's Creed and how we got here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know some things you guys would like me to cover next. As always, I'm Nugget. I go by Nug for short. I'll see you on the next one.